Education is often seen as a gateway to a better life, through traditional schooling, tertiary studies, trades, or other methods. It allows individuals to develop and hone their skills, widen their horizons, and connect with peers. However, the calibre of education some students receive in our nation through teacher guidance, school funding, and work experiences is far lower than others. Good morning, guests and speakers. My name is Lani Hill, and I will be speaking to you today on an issue I've lived through: educational gaps in regional areas. My community, Bargara, is small, with most schools centred around our neighbouring town, Bundaberg. For the most part, we have forgotten when it comes to academic competitions, ATAR scores, and other educational endeavours. And the opportunities available to us, or lack thereof, do little to help. Shortages in teachers and educational support, low educational funding, and few work experience programs all exacerbate this. These issues are not localised to my community. Hundreds of towns, small cities, and the students within them around our state and nation experience these, and this population only grows with time. The average 15-year-old from remote Australia is around 1.5 years behind metropolitan students in science, and is significantly below the international average for mathematics. How can we expect to sustain large national reforms and combat issues such as our warming climate, international conflicts, and potential pandemics if thousands of possible scientists, diplomats, and doctors, in the form of remote rural students, are not receiving the same calibre of education as those in metropolitan areas? Step into the shoes of a student in a regional or remote town, learning in a class of over 40 students, struggling to revise for an exam under the supervision of an underqualified teacher, and stuck between chaotic classes and increasing teacher dissatisfaction. Shortages of teachers have been prevalent across the nation, but have been increasingly aggravated in regional and rural areas. An ABC News report revealing one Central Queensland high school mathematics class had 12 teachers in just 1 year. Many schools are forced to combine classes of up to 56 students, assign teachers to subjects they are not qualified to teach, or start new school years with vacancies of up to 11 positions. These compromises not only hurt students, but teachers as well, with over 180 threatening to strike in February this year. Last year, our Year 10 science class cycled through over 7 teachers due to these shortages, leaving me and my peers underprepared and overstressed for exams and assignments, causing ramifications I've noticed this year in my chemistry, biology, and physics classes. I know this doesn't have to be the case. To prevent these shortages, we must focus on increasing opportunities for graduating teachers and building support for them through collaboration and improved conditions. With the teacher shortage covered, you're back in class, but the textbooks you're using are outdated and you find it harder and harder to meet milestones in your education. Funding for regional and rural schools, especially those in the public sector, remains low when compared to schools in metropolitan areas. A study by Victoria University asserts the small sizes of many of these communities render provision of teachers and other essential staff far more expensive per capita than in metropolitan areas. Funding provided by the Australian government, such as the Rural and Remote Education Access Program, is difficult to obtain, with strict requirements disqualifying nearly every school in need in my electorate. With budgets tight, students in need suffer. Applications for merit and need-based scholarships in my region are becoming harder every year, with awarded amounts smaller, preventing motivated students from receiving the assistance they need to continue their studies. Solutions are straightforward. Redirect and invest more time, resources, and funding into regional and rural schools. Your in-school education is now progressing smoothly, with enough teachers and resources to meet your needs, but you struggle to fully grasp the use of your learning, decipher the subjects you should choose, and decide what to pursue after school. Experience is another essential aspect of education, and is significantly harder to access for regional, rural, and remote students. Few work experience or career days exist for professions, such as medicine, engineering, and more, within many of these communities, isolating students. Without the chance to experience potential careers, students forgo connections within their fields of interest, discouraging them from pursuing these options. This is further exacerbated by a lack of academic resources. Take, for example, the UCAT test. Whilst it is possible to score high without outside assistance, tutoring, guides, exclusive mock exams, and advice from professionals lend some students an edge over equally qualified candidates, with the same true for ATAR and other systems. I've just come from the Spark Ed Research Experience program to deliver this speech. Without the support I received from competitive bursaries and local scholarships, I would not have been able to attend this incredible experience, amongst others, such as this summit. Disparities in work experience opportunities could be rectified by petitioning for government-funded bursaries for remote, rural and regional institutions to allow them to host programs without the financial stress involved. The Honourable Mark Butler, MP, states, "We know that doctors who train in rural and remote regions are more likely to stay in the regions," which, considering the shortage of doctors in these regions, is an ongoing legislative focus, promoting funding and experience opportunities. With the current focus on university-level medical students, it would be valuable to focus on training the next generation in both this and other pathways, helping them receive the experience they need to successfully transition into university or their careers. I'm only able to speak at this event because of the scholarships, transport, accommodation and support I've received from local clubs, state organisations and close supporters. I recognise that, because I've received these opportunities, many in my position likely have not. This makes it even more important for me to stand here today, to speak to you all about this issue and to advocate for change. Addressing shortages in teachers and support, lack of work experiences, and funding gaps is crucial for creating a fair and empowering educational environment for all students. How do we expect to change Australia and our communities for the better when thousands of students are left behind every year? Let's all work towards making education a gateway to not only a better life, but a better community, state, and nation. Thank you.